this match day live, Arsenal have been dealt with a major blow after star player Bukayo Saka missed training ahead of Tuesday's Champions League clash quarterfinal against Sporting Lisbon. Now, looking at what's happening in the camp, Saka's absence has been particularly notable given a careful management of his workload in recent weeks. The England international did not feature against Southampton at the weekend and was not spotted in training ahead of the Gunners' trip to Sporting in the Champions League tomorrow night. Well, these concerns have only intensified after a report from Sky Sport indicated that Saka did not take part in training as Arsenal began preparations for their European showdown. Now, despite Saka not being available, Arteta also has plenty of attacking options to call upon for the game. And they will, expect to have too much firepower if they are at their best. That's talking about Mikel Arteta and Saka ahead of that game. Meanwhile, let's take that interview. Yes, it is a pre-match interview of Mikel Arteta ahead of tonight's Champions League.
Well, have some perspective how difficult it is what we've done up to now, and then feel that pain, feel that emotion, and use it to be better and to improve. So we were very clear in what happened, the reason why it happened. Watching the game two times, we didn't deserve to lose that match, but this is football, and we get punished for things that are related to our identity, and that's the things that we need to defend in the strongest possible way, because that's the reason that we are where we are today. I think that doesn't change it. I mean, regardless, we would have won the game. This is the quarter finals of the Champions League. It doesn't get much better than that. And we worked so hard throughout the season to be in this position in the competition. We're going to play an opponent here that we know about their records and what they've done. So hungrier than ever, very excited and very, very motivated for tomorrow's game.
And can I just check in about a couple of players, please? Gabriel, is he fit and available?
Yes.
Declan Rice?
Yes.
Leandro Trossard? Mm-hmm. And then Bukayo Saka and Jurriën Timber, I don't think they trained today. So
they're having trouble. They're not ready yet. Let's see. Hopefully they're going to be ready for the weekend if everything goes well. And that's a massive boost, because in recent days we lost so many important players, and that's something that we need to change immediately. A lot of things, the way they communicate, the way they express their feelings, the conversation that obviously we had after that match, and because I know what it means to them, and I know how much they want it, and it's now the moment to show it, and we have to do it on that green tomorrow at the highest level. But that's in football, the first game of the season. That's going to be questioned. Is okay, what about Arsenal this season? And it's been like this for the last 9 months, and that's going to continue. That's never going to change when you play at this level for this club. That's always going to be a question mark. And that's it. You have to live the present. You have to deliver it every day. You cannot pick the games. You cannot pick the moments or the actions. It's every action, every game, every moment. And that's the standards that we set, and that's part of identity, and it's part of this football club.
Okay, Mikel Arteta already in Portugal to take on a Sporting Lisbon. Well, a depleted Arsenal team, but let's see how it pans out. Again, playing the quarterfinals, they missed out also the quarterfinals of the FA Cup over the weekend, and now the quarterfinal of the UEFA Champions League, this time away from home. And like I said, let's see how it goes with this Arsenal team. Meanwhile, other game will also go down today at the game between Madrid and Bayern Munich at the Santiago Bernabeu. Meanwhile, let's take that interview of that coach, Alvaro Arbeloa, talking about the coach of Real Madrid.
Well, a Real Madrid that always shows character against top opponents like the one we'll face tomorrow. Bayern Munich are having an exceptional season at every level, both in terms of performance and results. They're probably the most consistent team in Europe so far this season. We know the level of difficulty they will bring onto the pitch, and also the history we share with Bayern, which always makes these matches special for us. And of course, the Bernabeu will experience another great Champions League night, like the one we had against Manchester City, and I'm sure it will happen again tomorrow. It's clear that Mbappe has different qualities and characteristics compared to Brahim, so we have to play in a different way. But I'm delighted to have that problem, to have world-class players at my disposal. Having a player like Kylian Mbappe, who came to Real Madrid for matches like tomorrow and for knockout rounds like this, is a privilege. I'm sure we'll see him at his best level, leading the team like he always has. And I have full confidence in all my players. As you mentioned Bellingham, I also have many other great players available. For me, it's a blessing to have them all, instead of dealing with 10 or 11 injuries like we've had at times. We're not thinking about not winning the tie. I understand that you have to analyze all possible scenarios, but for us, there's only one: to beat Bayern Munich and go through. That's the only thing we're focused on, the only thing we believe in, and the only thing we want. A lot of things can reach me, but the only thing that matters is what I think. And I believe that having a player like Mbappe is an extraordinary advantage. I don't think there's any coach in the world who wouldn't want him. And if I put myself in the shoes of defenders facing Real Madrid, having to deal with Mbappe, Vinicius, Valverde, Bellingham, these are some of the best players on the planet. They've earned that status through their performances, and for me, it's a privilege as a coach to have them.
Okay, that's Real Madrid manager Arbeloa Alvaro. Look, let's quickly take that interview of Vincent Kompany, the manager of Bayern Munich.
I think everything is important in this type of games, and about the fact that it's the first time. I think important is to have a first time. You know, you have to be a first-time journalist. You have to be a first-time coach and player in any situation. But the feeling for us, I think, is more that we have a lot of experience in this type of games. I think you have to respect that this game is partially played by tactics, but mainly played by details because of the quality of just the 11 players for both teams that are starting the game, you know, and the ones that can still come onto the pitch and change the games. But to give an exact game plan, I mean, it's a little bit, you talk about Real Madrid, and of course, the version of Real Madrid that we have to prepare for is the best Real Madrid. The one that we saw against Man City, the one that performed in that game, that's what we have to prepare for. And then if you base it on that Real Madrid, then, you know, it's still one of the best teams in Europe. It's still, you know, maybe the toughest game you can play away from home in this competition. So those are all reasons in my eyes that make it a positive experience. We want to play this game, and we want to win the game. It's difficult to say. I can say something really cliche to make everyone feel like you can have a positive day, but the truth is, you need to be surrounded as well by good people. When you're in difficult times, it's not always just yourselves. It's also the people around you that can help you. But in the ideal world, you realize that everyone fails. You realize that the things we are doing right now, it's a priority, it's our life, but at the same time, you know, life will go on no matter what. So you have to continue just having a mindset of getting back up. That's the biggest thing. Like I said, it's a little bit cliche, but I think there's a real power for those who are not afraid of failing, you know. That's all I can say.
Well, not afraid of a failing. Well, like I said earlier, the full fixtures of the game that we go down later this evening, Match Day Live. In Portugal, it will be Sporting Lisbon against Arsenal. And Bukayo Saka will not be available for Arsenal later tonight. Then the game between Madrid and Bayern Munich, Thibaut Courtois, the goalkeeper, will not be available for Madrid. And Rodrigo will also not be available for Madrid. And for Bayern Munich, the Hurricane remains a doubt for Bayern Munich. Yes, this is the first leg of the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals 2026. And this is where we blow the final whistle on the show this morning. Rapid Sport highlight on the breakfast show. At the top of the hour of 9, it will be the big conversation. Marta and Victor Ake. That duo will take you through from 9 to 10 a.m. Where the climax, the breakfast show. I still remain Ijoma Victor. Do you have yourself a beautiful day ahead? Good morning.